Hey everyone, welcome to another Source Gaming discussion, Mario Edition, because, oh man, Nintendo just dropped their big Mario 35th Anniversary Direct. What a surprise. I'm joined by Nantenjex.
Hello.
And Kawlun.
Fat Yoshi.
And we're going to be discussing everything from this Mario Direct.
Yeah.
So, let's jump right into the fact that they even had this today.
I'm really glad I
think
woke up at 8:55 exactly.
Exactly as someone that woke up at 8:50, I totally agree there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a weird one because I heard this morning. I started getting messages from people being like, "Have you heard anything? I think there might be an announcement today." And I'm like, "Mate, I've been moving house. I've not been paying attention to anything that's happening in the news right now." But it wouldn't surprise me. And then. Like, I came back from lunch, because in the UK this is at like 2 o'clock, and I come off the phone and I go on Twitter and I see suddenly everyone's posting Mario images, everyone on Discord is posting Mario things. I'm like, oh shit, I guess this is actually happening, right, let's go, I guess. It was it just kind of happened. I think sort of being deflated from last week when everyone thought it was going to be announced then, and it obviously wasn't.
Oh no.
To then suddenly having it shadow dropped a week later.
Yeah, really. So let's go through this. Let's go through this in order of announcements because a lot of them are pretty quick fire. I did not expect the way they opened this up with like basically a re-release of the Game & Watch Mario Edition.
Oh yeah, that was really weird.
that was
it really
like,
psyched me out.
Yeah, same.
That was such an odd thing to open up with, but I can see why that's like really appealing to like big classic fans and collectors. Like, this is actually a really interesting piece of hardware right here. As again noted, limited production.
That's the running theme, isn't it? That's the,
as a few too many things here were.
Yeah, talk about that I think at the end, seeing as there's so much falls into it.
This Game & Watch thing was such an interesting thing to open with, but I'm actually kind of happy they did because this is not something anyone talked about or predicted. It was just this neat classic thing that people can have if they're fans of all the original stuff, and it has Mario Bros. Lost Levels on it too, which is I feel like the superior game to the original one, but that's also because I hate myself, I guess, when it comes to platforming games.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone can have that opinion, honestly. God, Lost Levels is not that fun. But I know it is cool. I mean, I've got a Game & Watch. I have a few Game & Watches, actually. And this is pretty, like, a little nifty collectible thing. It is a bit strange, because obviously Super Mario Bros. Wasn't on the Game & Watch.
Right.
And it's not really a Game & Watch, because it's just basically a screen with running an emulation of Super Mario Brothers 1 and 2 in the background.
Yeah.
But, you know, as a collector's item for the 35th anniversary, I think it's a cool one. Like, they're sort of riding off of the mini hype train with the NES and SNES, and I think making anniversary systems in the shape of a Game & Watches is a cute little thing. It makes me wonder if in the Zelda anniversary next year if they'll do the same thing, because Legend of Zelda did have a Game & Watch.
Oh no, are we gonna get Zelda 1 and Adventure of Link?
Yeah, along with a re-release of the actual Zelda Game & Watch game they released.
Oh man.
Man, I'd buy the hell out of that though.
Yeah, like that would actually be really neat for collectors.
The dedicated Zelda console.
Yeah. This is dedicated Mario console with 3 games on it and a clock.
I mean, it's cute. It's
I found that cute. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that it's like this is the first time they've done a new Game & Watch since the Club Nintendo one, right? Like that
is true.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's nice that it's like a full upgrade too. Like it's not just a reprint of like the one from the 80s. It's like upgraded and like enhanced, and that's pretty sick.
Yeah, no, it's like, actually really neat.
Yeah.
I imagine most people are just gonna like shove it onto their shelves, but you know.
Right.
Yeah, if I get it, that's what happened to the Game & Watch from Club Nintendo. So this one would probably join that one on the shelf.
I'll say you'll just see a bunch of YouTubers where they do their webcam videos. They're just propped up behind them on their bookshelf.
It's just behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
one thing I will point out that annoyed me is they got the clock thing, but they don't use the NES version of Yoshi from.
Yeah, they used the Super Mario World one. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, seriously, come on, Nintendo.
Can't win
Has
them all.
NES sprites, come on.
Can't win them all.
Not consistent, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on, the next big announcement was Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So I guess we're going Mario and Luigi style with these long-ass names.
The trilogy, the long-awaited finale to the Plus Bowser series of games. Risky move when the first two didn't sell very well, but let's see if it pays off.
So this is a mouthful of a title, but I'm really excited for this. 3D World is one of my favorite Mario games. It's definitely one of the best games on the Wii U. We've been waiting for this game to come to Switch for what feels like years now. Probably is years. But I think what's most interesting about this, outside of the Bowser's Fury mode being this whole extra mode of some sorts, we don't know the full extent of it. I did an analysis over with Andre Gamesplain on it, but ultimately we still don't fully know what it is. I think the most interesting part of this isn't that, it's what was confirmed on Twitter afterwards.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's multiplayer online.
No, well,
that wasn't what I thought you were gonna say there.
That's fair.
The two most interesting things about this Mario 3D World, because like Mario 3D World is like a really good game, but I am also like the type of person that I've played it twice on the Wii U. So I'm not the most like enticed to buy it again, even with the Bowser's Fury mode. Like, oh, okay, I'll rent it, I guess. But the two most interesting things were the things that weren't in the Direct, which is A, the online multiplayer, but B, also the fact that they're like redoing the controls for that game.
Yeah,
they're
it's gonna play
redoing the
differently.
movement so it's faster, and now like there's gonna be like a dive ability plus maybe some other stuff they just didn't show in the trailers. Like,
is there a new dive ability? I thought that was just part of the catsuit.
They are, if in the actual Direct you see Mario doing a dive outside of the catsuit.
Oh, you're right.
Which is really interesting.
Like the Odyssey dive, because he could roll. I think you could roll before.
You could roll in 3D.
But you can roll in 3D, but now there's the dive. Ooh, we missed that. Didn't even notice. I noticed the roll.
Piece of add-on content.
That is that like the movement really is, at least to me, is like the one thing that always kind of made me a little like about 3D World is that like it was
a bit slow.
It is a little sluggish. Like, because it is trying to do that 2.5D thing.
Right.
But because it's also like Nintendo's first foray into like HD video gaming, like they just have these, like some of those early worlds have like these giant open maps where just nothing happens until you get to a certain point.
They even add the boost pads just so you can run faster through them.
Yeah, exactly. So having that faster movement, I feel like is overall going to add to basically a much better game than the Wii U original. Plus, you know, having online multiplayer, which will be cute. I doubt it will work good, but like, you know,
as long as it's better than Mario Maker 2's online.
Yeah.
Like as long as you can play it with friends online. Even if it's exclusively with friends online, I'm sold on that.
And, I mean, hey, I guess, you know, the Bowser's Fury thing will be a cool 2 hours. I don't, like...
Well, that's what I'm curious about. So they only needed two things to make me want to get 3D World ports. Because I really like that game as well, but I don't tend to buy the Wii U ports.
Yeah, I haven't done that either.
Yeah, I wanted online co-op, and I wanted a new... new actual content, not just a funky fresh mode. Don't need a like Daisy mode or something like that, or Toadette mode. I wanted actual stuff, and this looks like it's going to have it. Obviously, we need to see the full extent of it, but it looks like different. Like the what very briefness of we've seen of it doesn't make it look like a 3D World level. It looks a bit too open for that.
It definitely. Strange. It almost looks like an Odyssey level running in the 3D World engine in like that kind of style. And it's really interesting because of that. I'm really curious how that's going to play out. And given that this whole expansion has a whole section of the title now dedicated to it. It's probably significantly sized.
Yeah.
Hopefully, at least.
Hopefully. But no, actually, so all of those points are all very good points, but it also wasn't what I thought was going to be brought up. I thought people were going to bring up the fact that Nintendo's making new amiibo with this game.
Yeah,
which is
that's the most bizarre part.
That's really strange. Like, I thought Nintendo had basically given up on amiibo at this point, other than the Smash ones, because at least
I mean, let's be real
them.
though. It's just like Cat Mario and Cat Peach. Like, they're just gonna be Mario and Peach amiibos. Like, all it is basically a new sculpt.
Yeah. But the question is, what are they gonna do in this game?
They're
if they're releasing it with the game.
Mario and Peach things. That's what they're gonna do.
Instant cat suit every time you tap it.
Actually,
they would do something like that. They absolutely would do something like that.
I just don't know why you'd need 2 amiibo for that, unless it's just for the choice of having.
Especially since I think they come bundled together.
Oh, do they?
No, I don't think
do they not? Okay.
Then maybe they'll release a bundle with it as well. I could see them releasing a bundle with both of them and the game, but I think they come separately.
Maybe I'm having a false memory, but I swear the image they showed on Twitter or whatever was like them in separate packaging.
Okay. Well, to be fair, if I know the Japanese boxes are separate, but a lot of the combined packs also releases separate in Japan.
Yeah. Oh, that might have been it. Oh, then there you go.
So yeah.
I mean, the same thing happens here in Europe most of the time as well. I think the only ones that haven't been released separately are the Animal Crossing starter one with King K Slider, KK Slider, and the 2 alpacas. I think those.
Okay, that's. I think
that's the only one that hasn't been released separately yet. But I might just be misremembering that. But all the others have, at least here. So
that's interesting. It's definitely curious too, because it's a matter of how much are they really adding with this port of 3D Worlds, because this definitely is looking to be one of the beefier Wii U ports.
Yeah.
With how much they're looking to add to it. And it even says they'll have more features to reveal later before it releases.
I'm actually kind of excited. Like, I saw Emily Rogers tweeting about it on Twitter, and she was saying how the 3D World port is Nintendo's most ambitious of the Wii U ports to Switch. Which obviously could mean a lot of things. It could simply mean the redoing of the controls and the speed and all of that. But it could also mean that this is the one that's getting the most amount of content added to it, with the new mode and potentially new characters and online. Like, they could be completely done up. So I'm excited to see it, because 3D World was really, really fun. And, I would be up for playing it again. I am a little bummed out that we have to wait until February to play this game. Like, I know everything gets sort of pushed back and all this, and I know this was supposedly...
I was hoping this would be the holiday title.
Yeah, but nope, it's been moved to February 2021. We'll just take that and accept that, I guess. But it would have been nice to have it this year.
But yeah, that's definitely true. It would have been nice if it was a holiday title, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the eventual Nintendo Direct Mini, where they actually tell us what any of the new content is.
We're gonna get that same thing they did with the last 3D World, where it's like top 50 things you didn't know about 3D World.
Oh my god.
And then they'll cycle through it. They did exactly that for the Wii U one.
Yeah, the top 10 things in it, and then they reveal all the secrets of the game.
Yeah. Number 10, there's an entire post-game and a new unlockable character. Here's what happens when you beat the game.
Yeah, it's like, well, thanks. On one hand, that got me really excited. On the other, I wish I was surprised for that. So, next up is probably the weirdest announcement from this. Super Mario Bros. 35.
Man,
specifically,
they really skipped a lot of numbers.
Yeah, right. Specifically, running on the Tetris 99 formula.
Yeah, really.
It's Mario Bros. Battle Royale, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took what was it? What was the Super Mario Online or something? What was the fan made thing?
It was like Super Mario 99, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
took that and they made it official.
This is actually really neat, though, because you could see just how much they took from Tetris 99 for this. Like, even a lot of the UI is actually the same.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if it's the same developer
with, like, the
or
right
not,
stick.
if it's,
it definitely might be.
Yeah,
I think what's really neat about this is like a whole thing that they made, and there's a lot you could do with it. And then it kills itself that it's only playable until the end of March.
Yeah, that is a really strange thing. Like, again, we'll talk probably more in detail about this at the end because of how much this deadline seems to affect things. But having like this whole game and something that would entice people on the online service just be completely gone after a certain time frame, it's like, what?
It's also really weird considering just how big Tetris 99 is. Like, that game is,
really
has a massive player base. And, like, I get it. Like, Tetris is, Tetris. And it's possible, like, the reason why this is such a limited thing is that potentially it doesn't really have much content to it.
In comparison, yeah.
Yeah, like, unlike Tetris where you can just keep playing Tetris infinitely. Like, it never stops. But, like...
I mean... Yeah, this is just Mario Bros, but you can screw other players over as they play at the same time. That's really what this game is.
Yeah, but like, you could update this with new worlds and levels and stuff.
Oh yeah,
as
absolutely.
It goes on. Like,
yeah,
it is just a matter of you run through a level, try and get as far as you can, and kill as many enemies as you can, so you can send those enemies to your opponents.
Levels. If Nintendo was cool, they would have brought over all of the challenge levels from Super Mario Brothers
Mario
Deluxe.
Bros. Deluxe, yeah.
That
would have been great.
The only good thing about that version of that game, like, is those challenge maps, and that would have been like perfect because they're just so chaotic and hectic. That's like perfect for like 35 people to just try and like constantly dick each other over. And
wow, that would be perfect, actually. I'm actually surprised they didn't. Although, we don't know if it's literally just one-to-one with the original Super Mario Bros. Or if they have those levels or whatnot.
I mean,
so far we've just seen specific courses like 1-1, 1-2, things like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just looked like Super Mario Bros. 1, which, I mean, I guess that is the point, but yeah, like...
4-3,
they could have...
Yeah.
Even Super Mario Bros. 2 / Lost Levels would have been, like, an extra, like, layer of chaos.
Oh god, having Lost Levels in this would actually be ridiculous.
Like, imagine having all of, like, the poison mushrooms and, like, the wind. Oh my god.
Oh no. I mean, that'd be super chaotic, but I absolutely would love that.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. If it wasn't a limited run, I would say, like, oh, this is all stuff they will just add as time goes on, like how Tetris added all of the different skins. But no, the fact that this is limited really puts a damper on that, on the sort of stuff we can hope to see, because it does feel like it might just be Super Mario Brothers 1 and nothing else.
I'm kind of curious also, like, the more I look at it, it's kind of goofy because, like, if you look at the screen, you can see that all of the various players are in, like, different levels. So it's not just that, it's also going to be like, if you're really good at speed running Super Mario Brothers 1.
Oh my god,
like, you will be a little unstoppable at this, which is also, I think, why having challenge courses, hell, even if they did versus Super Mario Brothers, which is like designed to be harder, that would be like really, really neato and cool.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's everyone has a little individual copy of Super Mario Brothers 1 they get to speed run against other, like, 30 other people.
Yeah, I can't imagine that having as much replay value as Tetris 99 to most people.
Yeah. Oh god, especially if you're, like, really bad at Super Mario Brothers.
Looking at these screens, and how bad do you have to be at Super Mario Brothers 1 that you're at the start and there's someone else already in the swimming level?
Oh, but what if it has, like, the delay, like you're playing on NES Switch Online, and it just feels like everything has, like, a half second. Ugh.
That's one way to curb the speedrunners.
Yeah.
Jeez. I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah, no, it should be cute. Like, I'm down.
I'm gonna have fun playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of sucks that there's like a time limit on how much fun I'm gonna be able to have with it.
You better stream it while you can.
Yeah, exactly.
So, moving on from this battle royale, we have probably, it might be the other weirdest announcement from this trailer, or from this direct, which is Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, which is like basically an upgrade to the Nintendo Labo Mario Kart edition.
There was that rumor that there was supposed there was a rumor that there was supposed to be a new Mario Kart, and this is it. Wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think this is it. This is the one that everyone or people were hearing about.
Yeah.
What's interesting is this isn't by the normal Mario Kart team. This is by a completely different team.
Yeah.
I think on their.
I'm trying to find out what they're called. Velen Studios.
Yes, Velen Studios. It says this. They designed this, and I presume that means they developed a good amount of this. But it clearly used a lot of stuff from Mario Kart 8.
It also uses stuff you could probably argue from the Universal Mario Kart ride, because that's supposed to be augmented reality, and this is augmented reality. What's up with Mario Kart in augmented reality?
Maybe they found Mario Kart's what most people want to be in.
Yeah. They're just like, okay, we've done we've taken from F-Zero, we got motorbikes, we've got anti-grav, we don't know, we've run out of gimmicks for Mario. And it's like,
now you are Mario Kart.
We're gonna close down all of them fake Mario Kart events in Japan. Those companies that let you drive around Tokyo in Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, like the Mario Kart or whatever.
Release all our own.
This actually looks really neat. Like, I'm actually really intrigued by this, and I really want to see more and give it a try. But, I live in, a carpeted, 3-room apartment with a dog. I don't see myself being able to play this unless I, take it outside, play it on, the sidewalk in, the parking lot, and then play in handheld mode.
It seems
I don't see this being super accessible to everybody.
Yeah, that's kind of the big thing about it, is that it's really cool. It's really neato. Augmented reality is super badass, and I would love to see. It's cool that Nintendo is actually dipping their hands into it, and it's not just Apple. But it's a situation where I can't imagine these things are gonna fly off the shelves.
Yeah, so I looked into it, speaking of with flying off the shelf, the game itself is free.
Yeah, the game is free, but the kit is $100.
Yeah, the kit is $100, like the Labos.
Yeah.
That's why I don't see it flying off. Then again, I mean, it's a good thing this is what isn't coming out in February. This is coming out right before Christmas.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. This is... So with the Labo, it's obviously marketed to kids, but it's not. Right. It's not very. It's not super straightforward, and you have to convince parents to buy a whole bunch of cardboard and do all of this. Whereas
this is cardboard and plastic.
This one is buy your kids an RC Mario Kart toy.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a bit expensive, but you also throw on the fact that hey, it's also a Switch game where you can play Mario Kart on the Switch, and you can make your own tracks and stuff. I think it's a more appealing prospect for kids. The Labo thing is, because it also won't take 50,000 hours to set up and play.
Yeah, no kidding.
You just put the checkpoints around, and then you make the map, and then you race around the map, and it's simple and straightforward. So I think it might. I don't know if it will fly off the shelves, but it coming before Christmas, I think it's going to do decently well as Christmas presents.
Yep.
But you are right. If you have a carpeted floor, you're basically screwed, because I don't think this is going to work very well on carpets. And you also need a big enough room. So the only room that's big enough in my house that this will work in is the living room kitchen, because it's just a combined room. But that's tiled floor, not wooden floor.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. It'll run better than on carpet, but it's also tile, so it might just bump a lot. Which might...
And that's something I'm worried about, is if you don't do this on hardwood floor, say, for example, you have kids in, say, my living situation where it's mostly carpeted floor, so they go to take it outside. Are constantly driving that around on sidewalk, that's gonna run down those wheels.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
Like,
gonna
that's
say,
gonna affect those.
looking at the wheels themselves, like they do seem to be like treaded enough that it could probably like traverse like a few different materials. But if you have like one of those like really like floofy carpets, like that would get tangled. Yeah, no, it seems like no go. But my big concern, and it's something that is not addressed in the trailer, because of course, like, you know, the trailer for the toy has to be like the most like precise, like perfect conditions that a product could possibly be in.
Right.
But like for me, I think the most hype thing about this is just I want to see what people are gonna do with like track layouts. Like I know by the end of this year, and I would put money down on this. Someone will build Rainbow Road in real life in their garage.
Oh my god!
And have these cars suspended in air, doing a track. Now here's my next question. Are these things designed to go off track? And if so, what happens if they do? Like, because in that scenario, if one of those things,
Lakitu would just put them like Lakitu would guide them back, and it would pause the game or something. It would tell you like go back on the track or something.
I mean, on a completely flat surface, like it makes sense, but like with any kind of distance, I mean, with some of these like tracks they're showing, like you can, they want you to have kind of like roundabouts and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I really wonder how the game is going to track that. Especially if some guy actually does do that and has these things like suspended, and then it like falls from like 2 feet. Like
no,
like the software will just completely
shatters.
freak out because maybe it's something where like those because it's clearly using those flags, I guess you would call them, those stands. It's using those as some kind of like, it's using that as like a point to register like what the track is supposed to be. I'm very curious to see what the limits of that are going to be.
They showed when you make the track, Lakitu kind of like covers Mario in paint, and then you drive what you want the track to look like. Yeah. And then you pass through the gates as like checkpoints. But also looking at it, I think those gates are actually where item boxes spawn.
But I think what I'm saying is I think they're being used as a way for the for like the camera and the augmented reality software to kind of go like, this is where like everything lines up.
Yeah.
No,
I think so too.
But it's going to be interesting. We're going to see some really impressive things. We're also going to see some very buggy, broken things from this. But I do think
really want to see this.
The whole setup thing is the concern. But the other concern is time, like how much people are going to get out of this. So I've got some of the Labo kits because I reviewed some of them. And yeah, they're neat and they're cool, and it's pretty fun to drive around the island in the Labo vehicle kit. But once you've done it, you've done it. There's not much in the way of motivation to go back and play it more.
Yeah.
And on this one, you're obviously making your own tracks, but you're only racing CPU unless you buy 2 of the cars, in which case then you can race one other person. But I
think it's up to 4 players you can race. There's only 5 racers in a total race, it looks like, so there will always be at least one computer. And it says from the website you're racing against the Koopalings across 8 cups.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting, because surely there aren't any predetermined cups here. You're doing them, you're making them yourself, so...
Well, I think they're probably themed tracks, and it tells you, like, make a track that fits this theme, and then, you know...
Maybe.
Oh boy, how am I going to make an ice track? Am I going to lay out actual ice cubes all over the floor?
Open my
Probably
fridge.
not, but...
No, but yeah, no, you're right, because they do change some themes, because we obviously saw the 8-bit world where they crash into the Goomba.
Yeah.
That got in the way.
Yep.
I mean, there's some really cool things here, and I think it's really cool, but I also do worry that you put $100 down, and then you play it for, like, 1 really good hour, and then you're not motivated to play it anymore because you've seen everything the game has to offer.
I hope
Unless you have a
that's
friend
risky
with
thing.
another one, and then maybe you can race each other like it's regular
I
RC
hope they kind of include more than just a track mode.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like the biggest disappointment of this, at least, like, if I was a child buying this, or at least getting it for Christmas or something, I think the biggest disappointment was that I wouldn't be able to play with the toy without controlling it with a Switch.
Right.
And I'm kind of curious, like, I almost want to know if they'll have, like, a free roam mode, where you can just control the Mario Kart to move as you want. And they maybe they
like
do
an
like
RC
a
car.
Yeah, and maybe they include like a battle mode or something.
Oh, that would be neat, actually. Yeah,
because I think that's really where the real limitedness of this comes from, is just the tracks.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the more interesting part there is going to be the way that people create tracks and have these like really cool Mario Kart AR arenas. Oh man, like, they could put those in arcades, but like imagine it's like an air hockey table type sized table, and some guy just builds like a Mario Kart track on it, and is just like, yeah, just pop on by, bring your Switch Lite or whatever, you know. But yeah, like, ultimately, it would be interesting to see if it will have like a free roam mode. So like, if some kid wants to drive it around in like his cul-de-sac, you know, and just, you know, not follow or abide like just the Mario Kart rules, they can kind of do whatever the hell they want.
It'll definitely be interesting to see how this goes, and I'm hoping they release more information on it like before it comes out next month. I when they showed this, I thought this was going to be something revealed for like January, not literally a month away. So
yeah, I wasn't expecting
definitely
a month, but I wasn't expecting getting ahead of myself. I wasn't expecting a month, but it's neat regardless. I mean, it makes sense to come out before Christmas. I should say that for Mario Kart, I wasn't expecting it at all. So
it's certainly one of the two announcements that aren't limited.
Yes. Yeah.
True.
So let's go into the little quick fire thing they did next of the lots of events through March, which I assume, had things happen at the time they wanted, this would have actually been through what, like December 31st, not March.
I could see it being till March, but I could have also seen them being going through summer as well, not just
that's true.
second half of the year.
So first off, there's the neat little thing you can do online of like the basic enter sweepstakes to win a bunch of neat Mario things, and then the anniversary pins. I think the pins look kind of neat, but I'm also someone that collects pins, so I mean that's
yeah, I was gonna
that's
say
appealing right to me. And then what blew me away next was just suddenly Mario Kart Tour. And it's the 8-bit Mario and 8-bit Donkey Kong Jr. Or not 8-bit, but it's the retro SNES Mario and Donkey Kong Jr. from Super Mario Kart. Or
they're
the
animated
next characters
really well
coming
too.
to the game.
Yeah,
they are.
They're
really
animated
like
super well.
Like, it's really jarring, but I kind of really like them. I don't know if I'll like actually try to get them, because I think I would rather save for the other new characters, but they look really solid, honestly.
Oh,
That's exciting.
Speaking of Super Mario Battle Royale, the last the thing, well, not the last, but the thing they show right after Mario Kart Tour is that a whole bunch of new merchandise is coming to Nintendo New York. That's unfortunate.
Yep.
Because New York City is currently in 28 days later mode. Like, I mean...
Well, they opened without... You don't need a reservation to go there now. As of, like,
but
2
are
days
you
ago.
going to go into New York City right now?
No, because I had to take way too much public transport to get there.
Yeah.
Although they did say the stuff would also be available on their website.
Yeah,
so I think the things specifically related to Mario 35th anniversary will be available on the Nintendo Store online.
I mean, I've been playing Fallout 76, so I'm ready to go to Nintendo New York. But
yeah, right.
That plush though with Mario in the boot from Super Mario Brothers 3 is adorable.
Yeah. So what were the other things? Hold on.
There's the Jenga, Monopoly.
Yeah, they went through a bunch of like actual like physical things.
Yeah.
They said there was a Nintendo versus Challenge Cup for Smash that's happening
Smash
related
Brothers.
to Mario.
The Splat Fest is the next.
Yeah, the Splat Fest was actually one of the biggest news to me because I did not expect that, and I think that's really cool.
It's
I'm
not
definitely Team
only
Superstar.
it's not only really cool they're doing a Mario Splat Fest, but there's merchandise for it.
Yes, I
There's
want that
shirts and there's
keychain and that shirt. They look really good, actually, too.
Yeah, like
I'm definitely
hell?
Team Superstar, that's for sure. And then they said specifically in March. Oh yeah, that Splatfest is happening in January. By the way. And then in March, I guess around the 1-year anniversary of Animal Crossing New Horizons, we'll be getting Super Mario themed items coming to Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
which
that one was
neat. They should have been in there from the start, like they were a New Leaf. But hey, that's actually kind of exciting.
I think more the fact
That's
that it's
really
coming
far
in
away, though.
March. I think that was my thing. I get they probably pace these all out so that there's something coming kind of every month, but like I was sitting there thinking, March? Really? January?
That's really far away to announce that, yeah.
These really far away.
By the way, before we get to the really boring announcement of All-Stars coming to Nintendo Switch Online, because, like, okay, we knew that was going to happen eventually. I just want to mention that as someone who turned on my Switch this morning, have you guys noticed they they kind of like redid and fuddled with like the entire Switch system UI
Yeah,
for
the
all this?
eShop is now Mario.
I saw the eShop.
The eShop is Mario themed with Mario 64 Mario running instead of like a loading gate. But also when you turn the thing on and you go to featured news, there's no news. It's just literally telling you to watch the Mario Direct.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
It's so
I didn't notice that.
It's so Big Brother-ish. They really like this is like I feel unsafe in my own home now. Like, if Nintendo can do this to the Switch UI, like, what else are they capable of?
What power does Nintendo have there?
I'm genuinely surprised. I didn't just like unlock my Switch and it just started the Direct. Like it just like forces you to start watching it, and you're like, oh no.
It
starts doing the Mario 60 the new Super Mario Bros. Stuff on the DS. So you open up your Switch and you have like Mario greeting you. You turn it off and it's just like, see you later. It's like,
You're gonna turn on your Switch and it's gonna be like the Mario Got Milk commercial. He's gonna like jump out and drink your milk.
So as you mentioned, there was the Super Mario All-Stars coming to NSO,
and the worst version of it too. Like the one, I mean, like I get it because Mario World is on Switch Online, but like, goddamn it, Nintendo, just put the ROM that includes Super Mario World in it.
I mean, that was my first reaction when I saw it, but then I was like, well, I guess with World already being
that's always my reaction to seeing Super Mario All-Stars.
That's honestly fair.
That was like the biggest jip of my life was when they did that on the Wii, and they put a Snes ROM on a disc, and it's not even like the complete version.
That one is the big jip.
I hate that. I hate that so much. I remember when I was like getting into collecting Super Nintendo games, I saw like Super Mario All-Stars and Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World, and I'm like, why would I not buy the one with Mario World?
Yeah, really. It's Mario World. It's also like the best one out of all of those.
Exactly.
When are they going to release a Super Mario All-Stars that has Land and Land 2? Come on.
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that.
So finally we come to like the last like big announcement, which is the one that basically everyone knew was
the total shocker of
total shocker. Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Yes.
I'm very happy that it's finally here and releasing in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was the biggest
not
surprise.
what I expected.
I knew Nintendo could announce and release stuff whenever they want. But I want this to remain in history as proof that Nintendo doesn't need to wait 2 months. They don't have to announce something 2 months in advance and have all this build-up, even for something that's physical. Because this is someone coming out in like 2 weeks.
Well, a certain person in our Discord named Eric, he brought up the idea that since Nintendo channels have been making videos about the Mario 3D collection for the last 5 months, they haven't needed to advertise.
Yeah, they
this.
haven't needed to advertise
the entire.
I suppose that's true.
The entire internet has not stopped advertising this thing that was not announced.
Yep.
for all this time.
Yep. I will say, rip Mario Galaxy 2 not being here, but I do understand why it isn't.
Mario Galaxy 2 in general. It wasn't even included in the end montage. It was like, here's the history of Mario. We're going to show you all the games. And just completely skipped Galaxy 2 entirely.
It didn't show all the versions of New Super Mario Bros. As well. Yeah,
skip that. Rip adverse to twos.
I'm gonna be real, Chiefs. My first reaction to watching them finally reveal this was, oh yeah, they weren't bullshitting. These really are remasters. And like that's it. Like the second I saw Mario 64 in 4x3, I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of been built up for a while. Whether or not they'd be fully remastered or not, and I think most people, I think most people who had heard about it were kind of accepting the fact that it was probably just going to be ports with little enhancements to make it nicer on HD.
I mean, look,
that's what it is.
Sunshine and Galaxy, those are running at native res. They even included, like, they even opened up the camera in Sunshine for it to be proper 16:9.
Yes.
That's great. Those games, I mean, they don't need remasters. No. I am not a big Sunshine fan, admittedly, but that game looks gorgeous. They somehow nailed that game's visual style and just presentation in 2001. And I mean, from the looks of it, it at least looks like, the textures may be a little more smoothed out, a little sharper, and the UI elements have all been kind of upgraded. That's really all you need. Even a Wind Waker HD styled update to it would be unnecessary, because Sunshine already had bloom. Yep. It was a fake bloom, but it already had a bloom effect. They didn't even need to do that, whereas the original Wind Waker didn't. So, those games, totally fine. I am a smidge disappointed that Mario 64 is literally just the Shindo version ROM.
Yeah.
Running at a slightly higher resolution. That is a little disappointing.
I totally understand that.
They've done a bit of new texture work to it, I believe. Mario's M is definitely higher quality looking than anything else.
I mean, I think most of it's just filter work. Someone was pointing out the UI elements almost look like someone threw them in Waifu 2X or something and just kind of smoothed them out. Not to say terrible. I think listen, I'm not one of those people who are I can't play the original Mario 64. No, that game's perfect. Don't at me. Don't tell me the best way to play Mario 64 is with a D-pad. You're wrong. You're just wrong. It's supposed to have 360 degrees of movement, not 8. Yeah. You can't even. All right, side tangent. Anyway, you can't even tell me the touchscreen is better, because have you tried playing that shit on a DS XL? You have to rub your thumb across the entire screen for Mario to even move. Stop that. I hate it.
Yeah.
The original Mario 64 is fine. You're just mean.
I do want to say I'm really excited to try Galaxy without the motion controls.
Yeah.
Without having to do the weird mode. I'm really interested in seeing, because that's the one they arguably changed the most. So I'm really interested in seeing how that's done. I
don't know if I agree with that. I think, because here's the thing. I've played Galaxy with standard controls. Plus, they've also done Galaxy with standard controls on the Shield TV. I think
I never try that though. But
I'm just saying they can map the star shine, it's been a while, to the right analog stick. It'll be finicky, but hey, it works. And they also included the Joy-Con mode if you really want the true OG experience. How is Sunshine gonna work with digital triggers?
That's my most interesting.
That's the number one question. That's the
Well, hopefully, if I get to review these, I'll definitely be able to look into that.
Before you just plug in the GameCube controller
Oh, that is actually something I'm really curious on. If the GameCube controller adapter will work with these,
the
I wonder
GameCube
if that'll
controller
work.
adapter works with any game. It's just whether or
But
not.
I mean,
the game
will
pick
it play like the
specifically
original?
as
Is what I mean.
the GameCube.
I will
controller.
say, by the way, in the trailer, when Mario Sunshine gameplay starts, it says additional accessories sold separately, and I went, ooh. Like, maybe that's them soft confirming that you can use the GameCube controller. But then I realized it's only there because they have blue and yellow Joy-Cons on the Switch, and those defaultly don't come with
That's
the
true.
Switch.
Yeah,
But
that is true.
yeah, I mean, I feel like if it does have GameCube controller support, I feel like they would have said it, and they haven't.
Mm-hmm.
That's the weird thing. They've talked about how you can play Mario Galaxy with any controller ever made, but yeah, they haven't said outside of Sunshine being in 16:9. They've really said nothing else about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to imagine they have to.
I feel like they have to make that clarity for Mario Galaxy because the Wii Remote is such a different control scheme from the regular one.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
really, the Pro Controller and the GameCube controller, it's only really the analog triggers that are the difference in that. And seeing as GameCube controllers do work with any game because it just picks it up as a third-party controller, I don't think they necessarily think they need to make that distinction. Because the GameCube controller will work with Mario Sunshine, it's just whether or not the analog triggers on the GameCube controller will work. Mario Sunshine.
Maybe it's a Trials Rising thing. Have you guys played Trials Rising on the Switch?
I have not.
Not on the Switch, no.
This is super interesting actually, because that is I think like I don't even think Smash Brothers uses the analog triggers on the.
It does.
It does.
It does.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I'm wrong. Sorry. But Trials Rising is really interesting because that's a game that requires analog triggers to play. But alas, the Switch exists. So what they do is that if you're playing in handheld mode with the Joy-Cons, you use the analog sticks to kind of like to use as like a lever for how much drive you want to put. It's really weird, but it works. But you can also plug in the GameCube adapter, and it does work with the analog triggers. So I'm guessing this would work the same way, because I don't know how else, other than maybe you have to hold the Switch at like a certain angle to I don't know. That's the number one question.
Well, I think when it comes to things instead of like analog triggers and such, I think this would come into the fact that the Switch has R and ZR and L and ZL. So one would be like a light press and one would be a hard press.
Yeah, that is like the most simplistic way and straightforward way of doing it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the elephant in the room here.
Oh
with
yeah.
all these things. Most of these announcements today, in terms of games, are limited. Most of these things end in March, including the Super Mario 3D All-Stars availability. Now, it will still be playable after the end of March. So if you have it, it's not like you're going to lose it. Like
they're not
Super
going to
Mario
like turn
35.
your cartridge off. Like,
Well, Super Mario 35 you won't be able to play after March. But this 3D Mario or Mario 3D All-Stars, you can't get it after that point. So it's definitely going to be big on collectors.
You know what I say? Might
what?
be a little controversial. I think it's a good idea. No, I'm kidding. It's terrible. They should not.
I was going to say, what?
These things should not be limited. It's such a bad idea. It's straight up an awful, terrible idea. They should not.
It's kind of a toxic business practice because it forces that kind of that I guess rush to go get it, because it gives the idea that it's limited availability when there's no reason for it to be.
Yeah.
See, for me, I feel like the only reason it's like this is because Nintendo has a plan in the future to just release them all separately anyway.
I think so.
Like,
I think
Mario
so, yeah.
64 can just be re-released on the Nintendo 64 online app whenever they get around to doing that, especially considering the one on this collection is just
it's
ROM.
the Shindo version.
The
It's
Shindo
not.
version.
They could probably just put all three of these games individually on the eShop for like $20 each.
No.
If not,
See, the scummy version of doing it is releasing in a year or so Mario Galaxy 1+2 HD collection for $60. So
Yeah.
if you have the Anniversary Collection, you would pay it up just to get Galaxy 2, and then those who did miss out and can't get it can then just get Galaxy 1 as well. That's how you do it. And then Sunshine you do just release on its own.
It's really weird. Like, the reasoning I've heard from some people is because they did this with All-Stars on the Wii. Like, because that was a limited edition print. But here's my counter to that. You could still buy All-Stars off of the Virtual Console for, rightfully so, $6, and not the price of a disc. Like, and they also included, like, the little soundtrack sampler, which I still own to this day. And I think they included like a little booklet, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they did. They included a very little art book in it.
Yeah. So, like, but that's like the weird thing about it is, like, okay, if they want to do a limited physical, like maybe they're gonna shove something in, like, a limited physical. I mean, I know people are gonna bitch about that, and like it's fair. It is like a Nintendo release product. Like it is kind of crappy. They're only gonna be running it for so long.
Yeah.
But to put a cutoff date on the digital release.
That's what bothers me.
That's like the real smelly, stinky part of it. Like that's the part that I'm just like, that's like, why?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the game nonetheless, but like I feel bad for people that aren't going to be getting it right away because there's that artificial feeling of, oh no, I'm gonna miss out on getting it, and that's just kind of scummy.
Yeah, I already pre-ordered the physical copy for that reason,
Yeah,
and
same.
that reason because otherwise.
Sorry, go
I was gonna say otherwise I would have bought this digitally because I'm not gonna like, pull out a cartridge just so I can play Mario 64. Like, gross. Right. But but like, yeah, it is really weird that now it's like, FOMO. Fear of missing out.
Yeah. But even beyond the 3D Mario or Mario 3D All Stars, though, I mean, other things in here were limited. The only things that really weren't were Mario Kart Live and 3D World.
Yeah, because 3D World running out in March, end of March would be a bit bullshit. It'd be out for like a month.
Actually, let's talk about the most shenanigan part about this, because I just realized I was talking about how the 25th anniversary came with like a real physical tangible CD with music on it. This comes with the soundtracks for the games, but it's in the Switch. It's on the program, which means they're also going to be like horribly compressed in like really low bitrate OGG format, like the Smash tracks are, because good lord. But yeah, like, man, at least if you're gonna do a physical, like a limited physical, like put a real CD in there.
That's the thing. Because this isn't really a collector's edition. This is just the physical version, and they're just making it limited. It's not like Whereas I think the 25th anniversary one was sort of advertised as being more like a collector's thing.
It was, because it came in like the nice big red box and it had stuff in it. But yeah, this is like it's just the thing they're releasing on the eShop on a cartridge in a plain old box. I mean, hopefully, maybe we're actually being swindled, and like, I mean, we are getting swindled, but I mean, like, hopefully, we're getting like hornswoggled, and like there actually are like putting stuff in the case to make it like cool and awesome, and they just haven't said anything for whatever reason. But yeah, like I
guess I'll find that out in 2 weeks.
They put like more substantial things in this, like, especially if they're gonna do this bullshit. Like, I would want like a more substantial package.
Yeah, you'd kind of hope so for the anniversary thing, but I mean, I feel like they would have announced it if they definitely were. So it's just the ports of stuff. I mean, this whole thing, obviously we don't know how long it's taken them or anything like that, but it does feel like this is kind of slapdash. Let's throw this on there, let's throw the music on there. I mean, maybe there'll even be an art thing, like you can unlock an art book in the game itself.
I think that would have been advertised, sadly. But that's fair.
Maybe. But it does feel a bit like they've thrown everything slapdash together. They already had Galaxy. They probably had a ROM of Mario 64 working on the Switch because of the plans for Nintendo 64 Online, so they just had to work on doing Sunshine, and then they could throw them all together in here. And that's probably why we didn't even get Galaxy 2, because it really is just a side thing.
Yeah.
But,
well, any final thoughts on everything from this Mario 35th Anniversary Direct?
I mean, I hate that I'm gonna buy everything day one, but like,
yeah, I've already put £95 down to get the pre-order the Game & Watch and the
oh my god,
nice.
and the anniversary collection thing.
Wait, wait, £95. How much is the Game & Watch thing?
No, the Game & Watch is $44.99.
That's not
which
awful,
is like 50,
actually.
which is like 50. It's $50 in America. So I'm getting swindled because $44.99 is definitely not $50. But and then the anniversary game is $50. Literally, I pre-ordered the Game & Watch while we were discussing it because because Nintendo's UK store actually uploaded everything finally, because it wasn't available to pre-order as soon as things ended. Amazon got theirs up like an hour ago, so I pre-ordered it before the discussion. But my Nintendo's got theirs up like while we were talking, and I saw people pre-ordering it, so I was just like, well, I shouldn't.
Better hurry.
But I'm going to do it anyway. Grab the Game & Watch.
I look forward to when we actually see more info on Mario Kart Live and the 3D World. And I'm just looking forward to being able to play through all the 3D Mario games again, because I held off on my annual summer playthrough of Sunshine in case we got this. And what do you know? It comes out before summer ends.
Since the rumors started, I have been craving to play the 3D Mario games.
Oh, yeah.
And I've just been holding off because I've known that this is going to be coming. So I've just been holding off. So I'm actually really glad that it's coming in 2 weeks and isn't their holiday game. Although,
finally, new release of Mario 64 I don't have to compile on my computer myself.
But what is their holiday game? Now I'm curious about that.
It's Animal Crossing, or what are you talking about?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
I mean, I think this is it. Like, even if it's releasing in September, I hate to break it to you, this is it.
They're going to be pushing this and everything else that came out this year.
I mean, to be fair, like, do they really need a big holiday game when they have?
No.
Let's be real.
Not this year.
The Mario 2 Kino, 1 All Right collection, and Animal Crossing, like the best-selling video game ever made ever, like.
And then, not to mention Pokemon DLC coming, Smash DLC coming.
I think they're good. I think they'll coast on by on the fact that everyone wants to buy this thing anyway.
Yeah. But oh well.
There you go. Like, that's all I got, really.
Well, I think that'll about wrap this one up then. So thank you all for watching. We'll have our lovely patrons on screen. So thank you all to them for always supporting us. You can subscribe to Source Gaming for more, and we'll definitely have more on Mario in the coming days. Quite a lot of Mario. Dear God.
It cannot be avoided.
It cannot be avoided. But make sure to subscribe to Source Gaming for more. You can follow us on Twitter, join our Discord, and most of all, always remember to return to the source.